From the high-definition studios at Fox Charlotte, this is Fox News Edge.
Mark, slow down!
You want to ride behind somebody who does something like that? I'm going to pull around them and leave them safely behind us. Burn some dust here. Eat my rubber.
Love that movie.
If you are sick of Snooki and the gang, here's a new reason to hate New Jersey, and it's a slow burn. Thanks for joining us for Fox News Edge tonight. I'm Morgan Fogarty.
And I'm Christine Zell. Matt and Ramona are off tonight. Log on to foxcharlotte.com right now to play our other screen game during tonight's show.
Yes, it's a lots of fun.
Yes.
Egg timers beware. The New Jersey State Senate wants to turn up the heat on people who drive too slowly. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, being trapped behind a slower vehicle is one of the biggest triggers of road rage. I don't know anything about this.
No, not
Senator
at all.
Donald Norcross has sponsored a bill that would make the maximum penalty for driving below the minimum speed limit on state highways $300.
Ouch.
And that is up by $300, I believe. Producer Bo, is that correct? The lowest fine jumps to $100.
Okay, so enough about New Jersey already. Let's bring it back home, okay? If you could make one rule that all Charlotte drivers had to follow, what would it be? Tell us now at facebook.com/Fox News Edge.
This is getting such heated reaction. I put it on Facebook earlier.
You did?
I just put it on Twitter.
Okay.
People have answers right away, and I think most people are agreeing that being trapped behind a slow driver is one of the worst. And conversely, riding in front of somebody who is on your bumper the whole time is also one of the
So
worst.
frustrating and dangerous, not to mention. I gotta say, if I could make a rule, I'd get rid of all the semis. You know, it's the worst when you get stuck behind a semi, but it's even more worse when the semi passes another semi and then you're stuck behind too.
And then there's
nothing
nowhere
more
to
frustrating.
go.
I know.
There's nowhere to go. I also heard a lot of people talking about the possibility of making older drivers take their driver's tests more
That's
frequently.
not a bad idea.
It's controversial though, because some people feel like when you get to that age, why should you be discriminated against? It's ageism.
I think they should just make a Morgan and Christine lane so we can just bypass everybody. What do you think?
I like that. You know, my husband always knows when I'm in the car and we're chatting or whatever, and I'm like, I gotta go off the phone.
The lead foot, do you have it? I have it.
I don't have a lead foot. I just don't understand how difficult it is. If you are driving slower than everybody else, that's fine. Get in the right-hand lane.
There's rules for a reason. Rules for a reason. Or how about the
Very
stop sign?
frustrating.
I would just like to roll right through it, please.
Oh, just get rid of the stop signs. No stopping.
Okay.
Right. So the NCAA brought the hammer down on the heels today, almost 2 years after scandal hit the Carolina football program. The biggest punishment for academic fraud and improper benefits. UNC is banned from bowl games next season. Meanwhile, at Penn State today, my alma mater, school trustees released an official statement clarifying the reason for firing Joe Paterno last year, citing, quote, failure of leadership in the wake of the Jerry Sandusky sex scandal. So, do you think that, and I'm going to ask you this because you're not
Okay.
a Penn State grad, you
Sure.
went to a school on the West Coast. What do you think about Joe Paterno being fired? Obviously, you know he's a football legend.
Absolutely.
A lot of people were very upset with that decision.
You know, he was in a role that everyone was looking up to him, and he had a responsibility to lead. He was in a leadership role, so I think he was supposed to go a step further. Maybe he went, you know, according to the handbook, but, you know, there's moral issues here. I think he needed to step up. You're the grad here. What do you think? Do you agree?
I do agree with the firing of Coach Joe Paterno. I don't think that it should take away from the entirety of everything that he's done for the school. I think he is a legend, and he did the good work that he did at Penn State should not be completely overshadowed by this, but he failed to follow through, and a huge problem when it was brought to his attention. The specific quote from the trustees was, "We determined that his decision to do his minimum legal duty and not do more to follow up constituted a failure of leadership." And I have to say I agree with that. Where I disagree with the Board of Trustees is that they called him to fire him. I think they should have made every effort to do that in person.
I agree.
Joe Paterno deserved that.
Okay, let's go to UNC. I think this is interesting. I think as far as the bowl ban part of it, it's going to sting, obviously. But then you've got the scholarship part of it, and that's going to reap repercussions here for about 5 years. So I think that's something that people should focus on more. But I think Wolfpack fans, if you're out there, NC State, they're going to be rejoicing over this. What do you think?
I think that the punishment was fair. They had it coming. They knew that they did wrong. They've been investigated. you got what you had coming to you.
Absolutely.
You know what they say about karma?
What?
And punishments.
Absolutely. Coming right back at you. Okay, we've got lots of other stuff happening tonight.
4 stories, 30 seconds each. Producer Bo, put us on the clock.
Okay.
That's dope. We need more Snookies in the world. That is a quote from Rihanna when she heard about Snooki being pregnant, according to Radar Online. So my question, which scares you more? The thought of more Snookies in the world, or that Rihanna said that?
What scares me is probably the thought of more Snookies in the world.
Absolutely agree with you.
Snooki, as a pregnant mama-to-be myself, I just cannot imagine how Snooki is preparing for this.
Is she crazy? I guess you can never be fully prepared.
You never are fully prepared.
But Rihanna's
she's such a party girl.
That.
I mean, we watch Snooki on... Some people watch. I would never watch Snooki on the Jersey Shore.
Wink, wink.
But she's just a train wreck.
I just got to say, no more drunk divas taking over the headlines that have absolutely no talent. I'm over it.
Yeah.
All right, X Factor sweetheart Rachel Crow is getting set to begin work on her new Nickelodeon show. Her dream first guest, Eminem. Is this a duo you'd tune in to see?
No.
Cutie patootie she is. Now this is dope. I like it.
Says, what a cutie patootie. I say no. I do not. Rachel Crow?
It's bizarre. All these crazy people are getting their shows these days. I'm glad she has a vision for the show, but Eminem on Nickelodeon, that's kind of an oxymoron to me. If it's true, I think her parents should stay close because Eminem could have a few influences.
How old is this girl?
Poor little girl.
She's
12 or something.
13 years old. No, you do not need to do a duet with Eminem. Not at this point.
All right, both men are downplaying the rumors tonight, but there's been a report that Newt Gingrich might name Rick Perry as his VP running mate now to jumpstart his campaign. Now, he's in third place by most polls. Does this make any sense to you?
It makes sense to me in the sense that I think Newt Gingrich at this point is probably grasping at straws.
It's a Hail Mary.
Does it make sense that he's not received the Republican nomination and he is naming his vice presidential running mate? That's strange to me. I also don't quite understand the Rick Perry route.
I'm with you.
I think, he's talking about, well, Rick Perry is very conservative and we want to get the conservative vote. I get all of that. I think that there are other people within the Republican Party that you could tap for that job
Sarah
that would
Palin.
Motivate.
Who would you like to see?
I don't know if Sarah Palin would be the best.
Give the headline.
Chris Christie, I think, would be an option. Rudy Giuliani, I think, would invigorate and activate the base. I don't know. This will be interesting.
All right,
Definitely.
Oprah called her Chrissy during Sunday's interview with Bobby Christina Brown. Now TMZ reports she is considering a legal name change to Christina Houston. Would you like to see that happen?
I don't care what she calls herself.
More importantly, it's not a bad idea. Bobby Brown has such a bad connotation, but it's also sad because it's her father. And so you want to keep that part of you, but I get it. I mean,
or is he? Let's start that rumor. Maybe
Look
he's
at you.
not. No, he is. Yeah, I don't understand. She's saying that she might do it to honor her late mother, and that's beautiful, and I understand the sentiment. But like you said, he is her father, so are you just going to ignore that part of your life, or who you are?
Absolutely.
And here's
Either
what
way.
the other screen crowd says. 20% say yes, they'd like to see her change it. 40% said no. And here you go, Morgan. 40% don't care.
There
My
it was.
peeps, my peeps are out there watching. Coming up, if Michael Jordan needs a pick-me-up, it's all in his head. But he's going to have to go to San Antonio.
And later, take a deep breath and throw away your iPhone charger. We'll unmask a new kind of battery that you've always had.
And be one of the first to check out our brand new Foxnews Edge other screen. You just heard producer Bo reference it. If you have net access, it is as easy as click, watch, and play.
And it's fun. Go to foxcharlotte.com right now and click on the Edge other screen icon to get all the details and sign up to play our new interactive trivia game.